what's up? Welcome back to our YouTube. I'm Alex.
And I am Carter. I go by Fish and Sparrow on TikTok, Instagram, and now YouTube, so thank you for being here.
Yes, today we're going to be answering some questions that we got on our Instagram page. These are just like random questions that people submitted. So it's a little like get to know us video.
Yeah, I bet we did a survey. We pulled some of the questions we wanted to answer. So, I mean, do you want to just get right into it? Okay.
Yeah, let's just dive
right in. So the first question from Tornado OBX. Favorite pizza toppings?
Favorite pizza toppings. Okay, I'll go first.
Take it away.
I order the same kind of pizza every time I get pizza. And first of all, I like Papa John's and Marco's. Those are my two. Actually, Pizza Hut is good too. Those are like my top three: Papa John's, Marco's, Pizza Hut, or if it's like an authentic pizza. And the toppings that are my favorite, I like to get pepperoni, sausage, green peppers, and onions on mine. So those are the 4 toppings that I love. I'm not really like super picky other than mushrooms I don't like, but I'll eat like pineapple pizza as well, and just like any pizza with meat on it.
I mean, I eat the same kind of pizza, I guess, if I had to be different than that. I like the Hawaiian pizza, which I don't think you like.
No, I do. I like pineapple.
Like the pineapple, ham, bacon, but yeah. I like the meat lovers more. I will say, if the pizza has like garlic crust, that makes it better, and of course, ranch.
Oh yeah, you gotta
cheese. You're gonna say cheese?
No, yeah, you gotta have the ranch. Like I can't eat my pizza without ranch. So
yeah, that's what
it can even be diet ranch, but as long as we have ranch.
Diet ranch. We don't eat pizza that much though.
Yeah, we do as like a treat.
Treat.
All right, that's enough.
So thanks for the. All right, so next up, the question is from, how do you say it?
Sidel_R.
Sidel R. I'm gonna read it.
Me?
Yeah.
Particularly, I can't say that word good. Being in a relationship. Also, how do you manage jealousy?
Yeah, so I think he means particularly like being in a relationship, like how do you guys go about your relationship, I guess, is the right way to interpret it. Yeah. How do you manage jealousy?
I think we're at a point where we trust each other enough to where we don't really get jealous that much.
Yeah, I agree. At first, like, it's pretty, I'm going to minimize this so we're not staring at the question. We're both like rereading the question.
Right.
But, so yeah, jealousy, we've been together for over 2 years now. I think for me, like in the beginning, of course, when you're getting to know someone, especially if they look like that, a lot of people are going to give that person attention, and I think it's normal to get jealous of that attention they're getting, especially if you really like that person. But with time, for me, as we've built trust and we communicate a lot, we know like what's going on at all times. Jealousy isn't too much in the picture because of that trust aspect for me. So, I think you get to a point where you just get like Alex is talking to another guy or hugging whatever. It's not like a jealousy factor because we trust each other.
Right, and I think there was some jealousy in the beginning, especially when we didn't live together. And when I lived in Orlando and he had already moved down to Fort Lauderdale, I would get jealous like every time he would go out without me or like hang out with people, because I did kind of have like trust issues from my previous relationships. But obviously as time went on, I learned that he really does love me, and I trust him. I trust him. If he did go out with friends now, I would trust him to not do anything, just because I feel pretty confident in like our relationship, and he's really good at like reassuring me that he loves me. I think that's important, especially for somebody who needs that reassurance. Like certain people need that for the relationship to work. So I think we're both good at giving that to each other, and that's where we feel confident with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Like jealousy in previous relationships always stems from not trusting the other person, or like something that might have happened that like triggers that. So that's how we kind of handle it. So we're in a good spot. I know there was a question about like the relationship in general. I think there's another question similar to that, so we'll hold off on that one. So thank you for the question. Let's move on to the next one.
OC_Mac.
OC Mac.
Many like the fully hairy body. I would say we're pretty hairy.
So the question is, why do you prefer to keep your body hair trimmed or shaved? Many people like the fully hairy body.
we only trim our body hair a little bit. Like I never fully shave it off, so I'm pretty hairy overall. Same with you, like.
Yeah, I mean we trim and like shave stuff. I currently at the moment am like the hairiest I've ever been. I like body hair. What?
Prove it.
No. I like body hair, like chest hair, but whatever. But to an extent.
Yeah, it just gets really long and like I get sweaty really easily, and it's hard to, I think, manage when it gets like really long. It just kind of looks too messy.
Mine's kind of like that.
So I never I trim like a 5 on my stomach and a 7 on my chest, which is not.
Yeah, but I like.
I'm still pretty. I just trimmed it, and that's still pretty hairy. So
yeah. I will say I like him hairier than he likes to be. Yeah. Like he'll shave his chest. I'm like, don't do that. But it's not like it's not like actually a problem.
Right.
This question is from Southis _Subramanium. From your point of view, what's the most important key factor for a good, healthy relationship?
I think this goes back to the trust thing. I'm sure you've heard it many times as well. Like if there's no trust, it's hard to keep going because then you're always like worrying like that the other person's cheating or talking to somebody, and just like it's hard like to move forward and enjoy the relationship.
Yeah, trust, but you don't just like automatically have trust from someone. You have to like earn it and build it, and to get to that point, I would say communicating is the number one thing, like being on the same page, not keeping secrets, like really just sharing. I mean, if you're in a relationship with someone and like you want a true relationship that's gonna work, I think that you should share like pretty much everything. There might be a few things that you don't need to share, but communication and being honest, as like cliche as that sounds, it's kind of hard for people to get to that point. So
well, I think also we just have trust. We had trust issues from like our previous relationship, so it took us a little bit of time to like fully trust each other. And I would allow him to have the password of my phone and look at my phone.
We both have passwords of the phone.
Yeah, just because like I wanted him to trust me sooner, I guess. So I would like literally give him my phone book. You can look through it, whatever you want. I'm not like cheating, and I want to build that trust. So I think it's important that you guys also, not that you need to, but you shouldn't be afraid to like give your phone to your partner, because you should have like an open book with each other. I think if you have an open book and you share everything, it's easier to trust each other sooner.
Mm-hmm. The password to the phone thing, just like to add to that, we have each other's passwords to our phones, not because we need to go look through text messages and DMs, but because we share so many things like photos and videos. Like I find myself almost every day like, hey, I need to get a photo of your phone or this or that, or like, can you answer this on my phone, like whatever it be. It's not like I want the password to your phone because I want to look through your shit. I think because you mentioned like previous relationships, as hard as it is, like if you're starting a new relationship or you meet someone new, like trying not to apply anything from your previous relationship to the new one. So for example, if you're coming from a relationship where there was like cheating or trust issues, resetting your mindset because this new person is not that same person that you were dating.
Right.
So like treating them as if that stuff in the past didn't happen is like the best way to do it. I think it's really hard, especially if you've been like hurt or whatever.
Yeah, it's not fair to that person to use like your past baggage and put it all on them, like in that sense.
It's like, well, my previous boyfriend or girlfriend was really shitty, so like you must be really shitty. Like that's not how it is.
Could you define fish and sparrow from Zeb_Danio?
Yeah, so can you define fish and sparrow? And again, that's our handle on all of our accounts.
So before we met, our usernames were Cartfish and Sparrow Fitness. And Sparrow is technically my last name. Like my parents are Russian, so like in Russian, my last name is Vorobyov, or if I said it in Russian, it's Vorobyov, which means sparrow. So I just translated that into English. That's where sparrow comes from. And then, can you explain yours?
Yeah, my name's Carter, but I like grew up swimming fishing, surfing, diving, whatever, everything in the water. And my brother, he's a little bit older than me, and he lives in Key West, and he's a captain. Like, he fishes for a living. And I saw he changed his Instagram name a long time ago to Codefish. His name is Cody. So I just kind of copied him and did Carpfish because it applied to me as well. And that's how we got our handles and nicknames, and then we combined them.
When I first saw your username, I was like, this is probably a catfish.
People think people are like, it's catfish, cartfish, like fake profile. It is what it is.
I remember telling my roommate, like, maybe I should not meet up with him since his name kind of gives off a red flag.
Carter?
Carfish.
That's not my name.
Your username.
My name's Carter.
But that wasn't what the case was. So
what? This one is from Eminem_Chubbs.
You're allowed to say that word.
Yeah. What do you mean? Basically, it says, do you guys hook up with all the guys you take pictures with?
The answer is a big fat no.
What kind of question? So
there's a thing called friends.
The simple answer to this question is no. If we take a photo with another human, specifically a guy, it doesn't mean that we're having sex with them.
Yeah, I think gay culture has created this idea that, like, if you're friends with someone, that you hook up with them, and that's not the case with everybody, especially not us. So
yeah, so if we post a picture with anyone else other than the two of us, those are our friends. And just because we post a picture doesn't mean that we are intimate with them.
Alright, this is from TC Cobb 1. How do you work through arguments or disagreements? We're not always perfect.
No, of course not.
But we try to just come to an agreement, or like, even if we think we're wrong, we try to, admit that we're wrong, or try to like find like a middle ground. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time because I think both of us are a little bit stubborn, or can be. And we have gotten into arguments where like we wouldn't talk for the whole day, but I think we try to go to bed or like try to figure it out before we go to bed. Like they say, like, don't go to sleep if you're so angry at each other. And I think for the most part we try to live by that.
You're not disagreeing or getting into like any type of arguments in your relationship. I don't think that's normal. That's great if not. But I think it's normal and healthy to challenge each other, and it's like the challenging aspect of it, right? So, Alex pushes me to be better, and I hope I do the same for him, and with that might come disagreements or arguments or whatever. But like my viewpoint and perspective is like, working through those is making our relationship stronger and us as people stronger, because we're like learning and being challenged and figuring out ways to like overcome those obstacles that are thrown at us.
Well, usually the people I've dated were kind of like settled into their career and just kind of happy with where they were. They weren't like going after something, and I think you have like a bigger vision and goal for your life, and that's motivating and motivates me to do better as well. So
good question. I had something else I wanted to add to that.
Do you remember what was coming?
I forget what it was. Brandon Garzak, and the question is, are you two in an open relationship?
We kind of answered that already.
Yeah, there's a whole another YouTube video on this out on our profile about monogamy and open relationships. The answer to that is no, we're not open. So how do I not get jealous or avoid jealousy when my boyfriend posts sexy pics? Parentheses, I know I'm wrong for feeling that.
First of all, I don't think you're wrong for feeling that.
No.
I've felt that before with him, I think.
Yeah, especially if you're newer. I don't know how long you've been together. But I think it's normal to feel that way.
Yeah. And I think there's if you should have an agreement to like what extent you're allowed to post, like
boundaries.
Yeah, like create boundaries within your relationship and explain to your partner like what you're comfortable with, and if he's not willing to accommodate that, then maybe you should rethink the relationship, because like if someone really loves you, then they're willing to do things for you as well. So is that what you think?
Yeah, I think so. We're like staring at the computers all the time. So if we've been looking at the computer, sorry, we're trying to look at you guys. And like when he would post something shirtless on Instagram or whatever, even though I did the same thing, I would get like jealous or like you shouldn't be posting that. And really the way to like work through that is like to figure out why I feel that way or he feels that way about something I posted, talk through it. And I remember a while ago he posted something and I didn't like it, and I was like, I didn't like that, how that made me felt. It's like I just didn't like that you posted that.
Well, you communicated.
And I didn't like. I think the important part is not like
holding it in.
Holding it in. You have to like say it if it bothers you, and that applies to everything, not just sexy pictures or scandalous pictures online. It's like everything, like
because your partner doesn't know how you're feeling, and like he'll wonder why you're like off.
No one's mind reading. Yeah. You know, so communicating again, but like speaking and then talking through why that is. Like, why are you getting jealous? Is it because people are giving him more attention, or like getting to the root of the issue and then discussing that with him or her or whoever it might be?
Yeah, and if he's posting like a lot of stuff online but not giving you the attention, then that's also something I think you guys should talk through, because you should be the first priority in his life. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, like that's another thing. Why, whether it's you or you're the person in your relationship, like why are you posting photos like that? I know for us, we're doing it because, well, before I say that, depending on the channel too, like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, like they're all a little bit different. Like some might be more revealing photos than others, or you know, appropriate. But like, why are you posting those things? For us, it's because we're driving traffic to all of our channels. We're doing it because it's like kind of like a business for us, or it is a business, and it's a way to grow our channels. It's not the only way, but it's one of the ways. So like that's another thing too. Like why are they just doing it to feel good? Like that's great, but that's the thing.
More left.
Yeah, 2 more left. Let's see what we got.
What are your plans for the year ahead? From J Kirby 189.
Yeah, so for 2023,
we haven't like sat down and wrote out like plans. We have planned a couple trips already.
So generally speaking, like traveling more, excuse me, which I think everyone says that, like I want to travel more, but we want to travel more and we are going to travel more. We have 2 trips planned, one for January, one for February. So that's the biggest thing. And with traveling comes like the opportunity to film content for you guys, post a lot, like do all of those things that tie into what we're trying to do.
We're gonna try to do like 1 trip a month, which will be really cool. We'll go to explore a little bit more. The first one we're going to is Puerto Rico, which we mentioned already in one of our videos, I think. Mm-hmm. And then the second trip is to Utah, Park City. So we're gonna do some skiing and some winter sports and things there as well.
Stay healthy, of course. I don't know if like moving is in the cards for this year, but definitely within the next 2 years, because we just moved into this townhome and purchased this townhome less than a year ago. Right,
and we just want like a little more privacy, just because there's so many people really close to us here. A lot of people are nosy, and we just want our privacy and be able to like let our dogs out in the backyard. Yeah. Not have to worry about them like attacking or like fighting with other dogs.
Yeah, fenced in yard, the little things like that. You gonna get a car this year?
Yeah, I need a new car. Which will happen in the next couple months.
Yeah, so that's a goal. Visit family more, of course. Social media stuff, right? So that's a goal of ours, is managing all of our different channels effectively, efficiently, growing them. It's a lot to manage 7, 8, 9, 10 different profiles.
Right.
So just kind of honing our craft there.
Right. And posting more on YouTube, and now we're finally monetizing our videos, so that's exciting. And then hit 1 million followers on TikTok. That's been a goal of ours.
Yeah, growing on the platforms. Yeah. I know for me, like really learning the ins and the outs of like brand deals and working with organizations and companies and clients, that's really new to both of us. Like we've never.
Yeah, what's cool is we've been able to do that on our own instead of hiring an agency for it.
Yeah.
So we had to learn everything from scratch, but it's been a cool, fun journey for us.
Yeah, like going back and forth, negotiating, meeting with different representatives from companies. It's fun. So those are some of the things. Last question. So this is from, what does it say? Invisible Me.
What has been the creepiest fan interaction you have had?
The creepiest fan interaction. I mean, I think to preface this, we we love it when people come up to us and say hello first and foremost. Like, we love it. We're all like 99.9% of them are positive. I'm trying to think of like a creepy fan interaction. I have one in mind. It wasn't even in person though. It was like a DM that I saw, and it was a picture of a guy on a bike that I guess looked kind of like me, and it was on the street a block over from us. Oh, and it was like, hey, is this you? And I didn't answer, but it was like I know the street. It was a block away from where we live, and it was the only thing that I can really think of. I mean,
the only other like creepy thing, it could be like a general thing, is like we've had a few fans that we met in person that, whether it was like at a party or whatever, like after they would meet us, they would follow us around, which was a little creepy. And then like I had one fan like kind of like would follow and just kind of like touch me, and I'd like turn around and be like, whoa, like it would scare me. So far everyone's been really nice and respectful.
I agree. Yeah, that's happened a few times. I will say if we run into you, like we've had people say like, hey, do you guys, if we're out at a bar or whatever, do you mind like taking a picture, like if I introduce you to so and so, like that's completely fine if you like voice it. What Alex is referencing to, like someone, I don't think he like was like, do you mind if I like hang out or like this or that? He just was like silent.
Like like he would walk away, and then like later on that night he would just keep coming up and just kind of like feeling me up on the side. Anyways, I think that answers the question. And
there was quite a few that came in that we didn't answer. I feel like we got some meaningful questions, things that are good topics to chat about.
Thanks for submitting those.
But we will leave you with that. Thank you again for all of the questions. Greatly appreciated.
Don't forget to like this video, comment if you have any questions or you want to just talk to us, and we try to read every single comment, right?
Yeah, we read them. If you don't reply, we reply to a lot of them. Yeah, we read them. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for the support. We love you guys.
Yes, we love you. Thank you for the support.
If you also have any video ideas, comment them below. We'd love to have some of those submitted.
Yeah.
But that's about it for today.
Always open to suggestions and advice, anything like that. So thank you again for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.